A very warm welcome in to our virtual studio via a couple of misclicks there, which gave you the wrong screens. I am Misspelled Tree here to host the group stage draw for the Blood Bowl 3 2025 World Championship. And just like last year around this time, I am joined by two absolute legends of the Blood Bowl community. One of them, unfortunately, could not get his camera working. So at the top of your screen, we have Jimmy Fantastic. Those of you who have been following the play-in stage through so far will know he's covered absolutely every game of this tournament, even while qualifying through that play-in stage himself. He's the man behind the Blood Bowl Super League, which he has also won in the past. He's the reigning Morg Cup champion, and he qualified for this tournament by winning the NAF ladder. He returned to tabletop Blood Bowl this year as well, Jimmy, and immediately went ahead and won the UK team championship. Hello, Jim.
Hello. Yes, very unfortunate. I did have a while to sort out my camera, and not only did I not sort out my camera, that broke and the light broke as well. So it's an absolute disaster. But at least
So
I
we're
got through
just
this
really
video.
hoping Jimmy's not going to break
Absolutely.
anything else while we're going here on this stream.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
just beneath him, of course, we have Andy Davo. Andy, as you all know, is as prolific at winning Blood Bowl tournaments as he is prolific at food crimes. I believe already this year he has won 10 tabletop tournaments, including that same UK team championship that Jimmy did. You might be able to connect the dots about what happened there. He is just back from finishing second at Euro Bowl with Team Wales, their best ever result, a result that even included them beating the champions France on the way. He qualified for this tournament by winning the season 7 Champions Cup, going straight to the group stage we're about to draw for. Andy, lovely to have you with us.
Thanks very much. You know, when you said in the intro there, you said a lot of crimes, and then you've been prolific. I was like, oh no, how many food crimes have I committed this year? And then thankfully you turned it round, and you mentioned the tournament wins there. So thank you very much for that. But I was a little nervous about where you were going with that initially.
It's all right, Andy. We've got lots of time to talk about your food crimes because this is just the first of several shows we're going to do together. As last year, the three of us are going to be together in France in a live studio to give you guys the last 8 onwards. But for now, we're just going to get through this group stage draw. To anyone who's coming to this fresh and doesn't know how the tournament works, this is the second edition of the Blood Bowl 3 World Championship. We had the first one last year, won by Andre. It was, we think, a big success, and Nacon certainly thought so. They've expanded the tournament this year to include even more coaches, 96 in total, qualifying through a variety of official competitions and community tournaments. The first phase was a 64-player round known as the play-in phase. I'm going to bring a little graphic up on screen for everyone now, showing how that worked. Jimmy, as the person who covered every game in the play-ins, could you give people just a very quick explanation of how we went through the play-in phase, what the process for that was?
Yeah, it's kind of simple. It's like a Swiss tournament. So, a first round was completely random. Then everybody who won played everybody who'd won, and everybody who'd lost played everybody who'd lost. If somebody lost 2, they were eliminated. So 16 people went 0-2 and went straight out. 16 people went 2-0. They qualified, went straight through. Then you had the 32 left that had won 1, lost 1. They played each other. Everybody who won qualified, everybody who lost went out.
Yeah, and as one member of this casting crew, perhaps the one who's been talking the most so far knows, you could definitely get out of the tournament quite quickly that way. But it was nice, even as someone who didn't make it through. I like that it was a 2-game system, so you couldn't just get unlucky in one game. You had to lose twice to go out, and it meant you had 2 chances to get the wins to go through. So hopefully a good way of filtering lots of coaches at the start, because again, 96 coaches is a lot of coaches, and an ambitious tournament this year trying to do all of that. We're now moving into the group phase, which I'll bring up the graphic for on screen. So that's the phase that will start from tomorrow, running through to the 9th of November. It's going to be a classic group, Andy, and the format for it's going to be 2 group winners and 2 play-in winners and 2 direct tickets that get to play in this. What do you think of this format, Andy, going from the play-ins to the group phase?
Just gathering my thoughts or coming off mute, your choice. And I think it'll be great. Jimmy and I were both in this sort of format, I think, last year, so we had a lot of experience with it. It often keeps the matches alive until the very final round. I think that there's only a couple of scenarios where you can go and have a dead rubber in game 3, but yeah, I think it's great. I'm really looking forward to it. Win, draw, loss, touchdowns. Yeah, the TDs were quite important last time, so we'll see. And I don't think it's as comfortable as saying that the direct ticket players are all the seeded players. I think there's some very strong people who've come through the qualifiers, so to speak. So there's some groups of death in potential out there.
We were having this conversation just before we came on stream, Andy. It's actually technically possible that your entire UK team championship team, UK folk, Purple Chest, and Jimmy could end up in the same group. It's unlikely, but it's possible. So yes, certainly some fun groups that are possible. We'll get to the actual people in the groups in a minute, though.
If that happens, I think we've agreed between the four of us. No, we haven't. We've done no agreements. No, no. I think it'd be hilarious if that happened. And then we'll see who the best players actually are.
So let's have a very quick look at the rules for the team building, because we're going to come on to looking at the teams that are in this group stage and who's qualified. There was a consultation process, I know, with several VIPs from the community about putting this exact rule set together. Andy, I know you were involved in this rule set. It's more tiers than last time, isn't it? And maybe you could talk through a bit of the thinking behind the rule set this time.
Yeah, so I think the first thing to try and do is to try and strike a balance between making it slightly simplistic to use, because although this is going to be a World Cup rule set, it is also this current season in ladder rule set. So it's the same thing. So you've got that one side. You don't want to necessarily go to every single team having its own bespoke set of rules or tiering. But at the other side of the coin, Cyanide and Nacon were very clear that they wanted something which was likely to generate a lot of competitive matches and not have a lot of teams substantially better than the others. So for me, I think it's done that. We can go on to look at the racial distribution afterwards, but I'm relatively pleased with it. I know we were talking about some things you could change, but overall, I think it's done really well, and I'm quite pleased with it.
Jimmy, when you look at this this list you've got Amazons up here at the top who get the fewest cash with the Shambling Undead, just 6 primary skills. You go down to the lower tiers with actually quite a big difference, up to 1190. It's 80 more TV, 8 primaries, 2 secondary skills. Do you like this slightly more stratified version than what we had last year? It's just, again, like Andy says, creating a bit more variety?
Yeah, I think the main thing, honestly, from this rule set was we didn't want 40 Amazons in the competition, right? And we didn't want, the top 8 to all be Amazons. And they're the looming specter of a tabletop. They're so unbelievably, ridiculously, insanely good. And I think maybe, if anything, they got scared away by the humans and the OWA looking so strong in this. So I think that's a good thing. And, you can argue that things could have been, pushed around a little bit, maybe a few more tiers, but I think it's a very nice rule set, a nice distribution of different races. Yep.
Well, let's show exactly what it looks like on screen now. We have the group stage draw, what it's going to look like. So I should have said this when I was looking at the structure before for the groups. The way it's going to work, again, 2 of the directly qualified teams go into each group, and then 2 teams from the play-ins. So in theory, it's like a kind of seeding system. But as Andy was saying before, of course, there's some great coaches coming through from play-ins. Jimmy came through from play-ins, but we've also got some other pretty big names on this list as well. This graphic shows absolutely everyone who's in each pot. So it's got all the direct qualifiers on the left and all of the play-in qualifiers on the right. A nice variety of country flags as well there, showing the variety of places people have qualified from, but certainly a good variety of different races, as we've just been saying. Jimmy, as the person who did watch every single game in that play-in phase, was there anything that perhaps surprised you in terms of the races that did better than maybe you would have expected looking at the tiers? Was there any race that you felt was performing really strongly compared to the others?
No, I don't think. I predicted the meta quite accurately. I actually lobbied for goblins to be nerfed a little bit, when, you know, because I'm personally not
Boo! That's what
a
you're
fan
getting
of
from me on
goblins.
nerfing goblins.
Yeah, I know Andy isn't either. But 2 out of 3 goblins went through, so that's. I mean, it's great for the viewers, isn't it? The viewers are going to enjoy to see if the goblins can randomly upset somebody. But yeah, it went pretty much how I thought it would. I guess we've got a black orc in there. That's fun, isn't it? Um, and I expected people to like shy away from Amazons and wood elves scared of Tackle Mighty.
I cannot abide this goblin hate chat. Anyone who watches my stream knows certified goblin champion from the arena. So I'll be sticking up for the goblins even if these two won't, I promise. Andy, since it's been brought up in chat already, and since you're here, a lot of people saw you, number one, not playing Necro, which we know is such a strong team for you, but number
Yeah.
two, playing OWA. Maybe you could tell us why you've gone for that, and,
Well,
and maybe I guess why you think they're strong here.
I think I did actually expect a slight bit more in terms of the elf teams coming through. That hasn't come through, so maybe I didn't predict the meta. But I wanted to pick something just a little bit different this time round. And the OWA are definitely something that, for me, completely different. So I thought I'd give them a whirl and see what they're like. They're also, in my view, quite strong. So why not?
Well, this, for anyone who wanted this a little bit more clearly, is the rosters breakdown for the group phase. So we can see on this graphic, thank you to Breaky TT. This comes from Breaky TT's incredible spreadsheet, which has all the info you could possibly need about the tournament. Amazing document. Thank you, Breaky TT, for producing that for us. But humans are, in fact, the most represented team in this group phase with 9. Necromantic second on 7. Dark Elves on 6, OWA on 6, Amazon still, despite not getting much on 6, which I think really speaks to how strong they are. And then as you look down, you can see that it tails off some of the, I think, as you were just saying, Andy, some of the races we might have expected to see more of in a different rule set. Only one Wood Elf team would have been 2 if I'd made it through, but I didn't. One Elf Union team, and both of those outnumbered by the 2 Goblin teams, like we just mentioned. It's definitely light on elves, this meta, which maybe is just the Tackle Mighty Blow thing. Although, as you always say, Jimmy, you think the Tackle Mighty Blow is overrated.
Yes, I think it's very good. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying it's rubbish. I'm just saying people seem to think of it as like a 13 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? Like they seem to think it's some crazy WMD that like elf teams cannot beat or Amazons cannot live with, and that's usually not the case.
I think the other thing which needs to be said, because I have to admit to just personally feeling a tiny bit sad about this, not as sad as the shortage of Wood Elves, obviously, but Andy, last season we were all bowled over by Andree and his incredible run to win the whole thing on Imperial Nobility, not one of the fancied races. And this year we have not a single Imperial Nobility team in the group phase. That feels a little bit like a sadness to me. But do you think they looked that weak in this rule set, Andy? I thought their pack was viable.
Yeah, it was good. I think they got a little bit more than they got last year, actually. So it's surprising to see that nearly nobody's taken them. That it's a shame because they are interesting to watch. But the stat there that there's as many goblins as there are Elven Union and Wood Elves added together. That is the stat of the round for me.
Definitely one that jumps out. Just to pick up as well, then again on the other teams that aren't there, no dwarfs. There were some in the play-ins. I believe there was at least one Underworld in the play-in. Jimmy, is that correct?
Yes, there was an Underworld. They did not do well. Beltronico, really good player. He really regretted taking Underworld. There was a dwarf team with a death roller, so they weren't, particularly serious entrant, honestly. But yeah, surprising as well. Like dwarves are decent, but again, maybe people predicted the meta of not really wanting to go elves, but didn't really want to go dwarves.
Do you know, it's interesting on the Underworld, though, isn't it? Because we had a qualifying event, one of the last qualifying events, using the exact rule set that has been used for the World Championship, was won by Bright using Underworld. And at the time, I felt like people might be all about to jump on that bandwagon, but goes to show that coaches don't always go the way you expect them to.
Oh,
Yes, I
me.
was wary of that. I was wary of the underworld. I saw Bright's roster and I thought, okay, let's we're going to see a lot of underworld, and yeah, only one. Very strange.
So I think we've covered the things to cover before we get into it. It's going to be a lengthy draw because we've got 64 people to spin. So it's probably time to get us onto the spin screen. Here it is. The good news is, because I am out of the competition, I can do this without any accusations of mischief. So I'm going to be doing all of the spinning here, and Jimmy and Andy can provide some
Please.
comment as we go.
Can we shout stop?
Can you shout stop? You can shout it, and I will try not to go too fast. But we have got a lot to get through on this spin because, as I've said, 64 people. So we're going to try to get a decent pace going once we start off. Just to explain before we start, the way this is going to work, I'm going to spin 2 people from the direct qualifiers wheel. So we'll get 2 people, and they will go into a group together. Then I will switch to the play-in qualifiers wheel and draw 2 people from that wheel. So we will do each group one at a time. We felt like that would be the easiest way for people to follow as we go and have a clear vision of how the groups are developing. So if you're both ready, guys, I'm going to start right now with our very first coach in the 2025 World Championship group stage. And it's going to be... I think this is last person to qualify, Edward Lover on Orcs.
Yes, yeah. I got the champs ladder, was it, or the playoff? One of those two.
So the last in, first out of the draw, and they are going into Group A together with... Oh, I thought it was going to be our defending champion, but it isn't. It's Monitor. So we have Orcs and Amazons coming out of the direct qualifiers, and from the play-ins, they will be joined by...
Amazon should be happy with that. No tackle, mighty blow.
Ooh.
Your
Ooh.
UK Team Championship teammate Purple Chest on Dark Elves. That's already a fun mix of races going into that group. And a second Amazon team going in with them, Rio Bravo. Jimmy, if there's anything you want to chip in on these play-in coaches, having watched them as we go, please do.
Yeah, I think Rio Bravo's quite good, so this is a bit of a group of death already.
Fascinating. So yeah, Orcs, 2 Amazons, and 1 Dark Elf in Group A. That is Group A already done. And I can't divide 64 by 4, so I'm not sure how many more groups we've got to go, but it's quite a few. So let's keep moving on to Group B. Group B, first out of the pot is one of those Old World Alliance teams that is Remino. I don't know, because I need to be watching this spin. If either of you is able to chip in with the routes these people have qualified by, that would be amazing, because I only know some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, I don't know the coach Ramino, to be honest.
Oh,
I do know this one. Jalev qualified direct ticket by beating me in the final of Rebel. So that was a great final, actually. Went to overtime. Very, very fun, intense game of Blood Bowl. Jalev has played a lot of OWA in North America, I know, in the tabletop scene, so a team that he's very familiar with. And WOWA to start off the Group B. Can we get even more Old World Alliance and make this the Old World group, maybe? Oh, I thought...
no.
Not quite. Not quite. Shizarasti, our first Goblin coach, brilliant Goblin coach from Goblin Town, but will not be happy to be seeing 2 teams that I imagine both have Tackle and Mighty Blow. And last in for Group B is Kill Train on Norse.
Yeah, he did quite well in the qualifiers. Knocked out 2 good opponents, I think, so very interesting.
Goblins into Norse is interesting, isn't it? That's one of those you really want to win the coin toss games because Norse can definitely explode. But if they start punching first, all that block going to get tough for the Goblins. Sorry, I've started the Group C spin already. I'm being too quick. Group C starts with Fast Kill on Amazons.
Yeah, I think this is one of the French builds with no guard, which is very, very strange. Not what I'd do. So interesting to see how that works out.
When you say no guard, you mean block on both of the strength 4 blockers?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Amazons and Lizardmen. Andy, what do you think about the Amazon Lizardman matchup?
Quite happy with that as a lizard. Although with no guard, it means that the strength 4 blockers are a bit more challenging to get at.
Definitely true.
Oh.
And they are joined by, from the play-ins, Crystal Hunter. Go ahead, Andy. You're about to speak on it.
I was going to say that Chunter, yeah, he should be happy with both of those matchups. I think Skaven can do well there for both of those.
Yeah, very winnable.
Yeah, no sure hands.
I need to jump back a second because the spider who is doing our groups for us very kindly in the background missed one of them. So for this group so far, Group C spider, we had Faskill on Amazons and Dragu on Lizardmen. Sorry, I was going too quick there. But that's the 2 so far in Group C is Faskill on Amazons and Dragu on Lizardmen. And now they have with them Crystal Hunter on Skaven.
Oh, it's going to be. It is.
There it is. Oh my goodness. Jimmy on Necromantic. Jimmy, how do you feel about Group C?
Confident, of course. Very confident. Lizardmen are a problem. Amazons are by the stats, but as Diomed proved, he beat K-Fog twice, he beat Arzoin twice, and he beat me twice. So, if you're really good with Necro, the Amazons aren't so bad.
It's definitely a varied group, 4 different races. We love a group with all different races represented in it. So fun group for sure, and no doubt one of the ones that people are going to want to watch with Crystal Hunter and Jimmy Fantastic in it. Crystal Hunter, of course, a great Skaven coach and also streamer, although he hasn't streamed so much lately. And I'm saying all that as I've already started the spin for Group D, which is going to begin with Nachtwacker on Amazons. I know Nachtwacker as an elf coach, so interesting that they've gone for Amazons here. I definitely have seen them play a lot of elves in the past very well.
Amazons are really good, aren't they?
Amazons are pretty good. Joined
do they do well into
Mankies on humans. Andy, I know you've had some great battles with Mankies on tabletop over the years.
I have. He's a very good player, and he's got Tackle Mighty Blow. So we will actually definitely see Tackle Mighty Blow versus Squidgy Amazons.
I do wonder if he'd have been better sticking with his Dark Elves, though. Interesting.
Yeah.
Mongloom, it looks like, on Norse is going to be joining them in Group D.
Yeah, Norse, a problem for Amazons, to be fair.
And
more Norse or Amazons?
Finally in that group, Slender Loris on Amazons.
Super interesting.
So that group was Nachtwacker on Amazons, Mankies on humans, Mongloom on Norse, and Slender Loris on Amazons. Double Amazon group. I will say, personal taste. One of the things I love about Blood Bowl is that you can have so many different ways of playing, different styles. But to me, the Amazon Mirror is one of the least enjoyable games of Blood Bowl. It's a bit of a slog, I think, because both teams are so good at just getting in each other's way.
Yeah, it's up there with the Lizardman Mirror for how bad it is.
As we go on to Group E, which is going to start with, just Kopex's Orcs. Very nearly we went on to the Wild Sitar Norse there, but Kopex on Orcs to start Group E. And could it be Diomed on Necro? Jimmy, tell us about, because you've been I know, following him all year on your Super League, Diomed. Tell us about Diomed and his performance in, I guess, this competition and your competitions through the last year.
Yes, exactly. So the Super League we have, we invite like the best coaches that have won various things and done well at the World Cup, etc. And for the last 4 seasons of Super League that have had qualifying tickets, he's won 3 of them and got to the final of the other one. And at the season 2 finals, he got to the final, and the first World Championship, he got the final. So he's literally got the final of all 6 like super competitive events, if you like, on Blood Bowl 3, and he's won half of them. So pretty unbelievable performance.
Yeah, runner-up to Andrew last season and was runner-up, as Jimmy was just saying, to the season finals event, which was sort of a pre-runner to the World Championships in 2023. So Diomed has been so close twice in a row to winning this big event. We'll see if he can go all the way this time. It's going to be Clay Infinity joining them in this group on Chaos Chosen. I believe the only Chaos Chosen in the tournament, unless I miss one.
Yeah, they were the only one. They got through as well. They're green, black, and yellow, so they're very. Dimmy G will be a big fan of them.
And joined lastly by Padawan on Necro. So we'll have a Necro mirror in this group. Andy, you definitely play a bit of Chaos Chosen. Good matchup for Necro or bad matchup for Necro?
If you've got block mighty blow on a couple of warriors, they're great, but I don't think we let very much stacking in. So I thought Chosen are one of the weaker races in this. So I think Necro should probably eat them. So no, bad matchup in this particular rule set.
There you go, Clay Infinity. You've been given a chance to prove everyone wrong now with the double Necro in that group. So I have already lost track of our letters. I think this is Group F coming up. Group F is going to start with our 2 direct qualifiers. First out is Bright on Orcs.
Qualified through PI tournament, didn't he? Very good player.
Yes, it was Bright who, as we were saying, qualified on Underworld, but then clearly decided to go for something a bit more stable for the main event. And they're joined by, it tipped over, Olivier Dulac on Skaven. I know that everyone who watched last year enjoyed watching Olivier. Sorry, Andy, jump in.
No, who's here? I've not seen this guy. I'm not aware who this guy is.
Well, you say that, but Olivier has disappeared a bit from the tabletop scene this year, hasn't he?
He hasn't played this year, I don't think. I think he got married earlier in the year. I think he hasn't played at all.
There you go. But for anyone who wasn't here last year, Olivier played a great series against Andy in the knockouts last time. I was playing Wood Elves last time, but Skaven are, I think, am I right in saying, Andy, that Skaven's kind of his base team, his main team?
Yeah. Yes, he's absolutely, he's a main Skaven, but he can also play a lot of Woodies.
They will be joined by more Skaven, or nope, it's going to be Gorgor-based Dark Elves.
Yeah, he got the toughest draw in the knockout phase last year, so he might get the toughest group this year.
Might not be thrilled by what he's seeing. He's got Bembo Baggins on Lizard Men. Lovely Bembo Baggins, another lovely community streamer. Well worth people checking out if they haven't already. So that was Group F with Gorgor-based Dark Elves, Bembo's Lizards, Olivier Dulac Skaven, and Bright's Orcs. As we go on to Group G. Oh, is it your time, Andy? No, not yet.
I keep checking every time, like, what colour am I? Because the wheel changes colour every time.
It does. It's a tease, the wheel.
Arswin qualified through Super League in second place, of course, because Diomed won them all.
Arswin on Humans and Star Ferret on Skaven. Star Ferret won the... I'm going to just acknowledge that I slightly get these mixed up sometimes. It's the what used to be Chalice, but I think now is the Champions Cup. Yes. Won it with Necromantic, but is playing Skaven here, which I know is his team often on tabletop when he's not playing Vampire. So, of course, weren't in this edition. We should have said that earlier. And vampires were not a permitted choice for this tournament because they'd just been introduced by Blood Bowl 3, and the NACON organisers felt it would be more fair on everyone to leave them out for this World Championship. Veli Hopia, who's definitely a very competitive player on Elven Union, our only Elf Union player coming in through the play-ins.
Yeah, top player.
Veli's very good.
And on the edge, Will Shoebox on Norse. That's another fun group of all different races. Those are fun groups where you get all different matchups every round. So that was Group G with a pretty tough looking group. Arzaway and Starferret, Veli and Will Shoebox in Group G. And we go on to Group H. Group H starts with Manic Michael. Oh, we have a second Chaos Chosen. I was wrong. There were 2 Chaos Chosen.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a block Minotaur. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm white on this one. Okay.
I'm taking it from Jimmy that is not a choice he thinks is a strong one for Chaos Chosen. Sprinter is joining them on Dark Elves. So Manic Michael on Chaos Chosen, Sprinter on Dark Elves are the 2 direct coaches. And now we move on to our 2 play-in coaches. Jeff A's on Skaven.
I hadn't heard of Jeff Hayes, but I watched Olivier Delac do a video, and apparently Jeff Hayes has like won the Euro Bowl and won the World Cup and stuff on tabletop. So
Jeff's good, yeah.
And more Plovac on Undead, another coach who used to stream, but I don't think does streaming anymore, but well known in the community. More Plovac as well, who somehow I've managed to now not. Oh, stop. Oh no.
Sorry,
Ignore
just do
this
them
spin.
backwards.
This spin does not count. I'm just trying to, because I think I can not remove people from the list. I think I've failed to, I think I need to, okay, so I've managed to keep Fufoyo on the list, which I wanted, but I've not removed more Plovac from the list there, which is a bit of a problem for future spins. I don't know if I can just delete them here, I think. There we go. Okay, problem solved. Yes, sorry, that was just a mistake by me misclicking. But yes, Fufoyo will stay on the spin for future because it wasn't time for that yet. So that was, I believe, Group H, which was, just to confirm with that slight mix-up, Manic Michael on Chaos Chosen, Sprinter on Dark Elves, and joined by more Plovac on Undead and Jeff A's on Skaven. And yes, Fufoyo, sorry for the mix-up. You are still on the wheel. As we go on, we're halfway through, guys. I know this is a long old process with 64 coaches, but we're halfway and we're on to Group I. Which starts with Colian on Necro. Colian's someone who I think was very much a Chalice regular in the Blood Bowl 2 days.
Yeah, very good player. His team is hilarious as well. Everyone's called Diomed on it.
He's worked out the way to get to the final, apparently. You just need Diomed. And Nasha on Humans, who I'm not familiar with, but a callback to Nasha from the Beano, I hope. Very old comic book references for British people.
Yeah, TRBBL he qualified from. I don't know the league or the coach. So,
and joining them from the play-ins in Group I, it's Bigoden on Humans. And Copto on Necromantic. I'm going to say that this is a group where I'm less familiar with the coaches. So that was, well, Colian familiar, Nasha less familiar to me, but Necromantic and Humans, more Humans with Bigoden, and more necro. So 2 necro, 2 humans in that group. We'll see if it ends up being an all or nothing, or if it's a mix that comes out of group. I think that was group I. I hope it was. I think this is group J. The good news is that Spider is building them for us as we speak. So I'm certain, even if we're saying the wrong letter, everyone's going to end up in the right groups. And thank you to the Spider, who's doing an absolute amazing service for us by doing that. On to the next one. Let's say it's group J. Oh, it's going to be, I'm going to say that as Shaman. I think that's how you're supposed to say that one, but I'm not certain. Shaman on Dark Elves. And Coke Guy on Orcs. Coke Guy I've played against a lot of times in Rebel, but that isn't how he qualified. I don't know if you know how Coke Guy got in this time, Jimmy, but direct ticket, obviously.
I think it was one of the cups he won. One of the official cups.
He plays a lot of ladder, or has done recently.
Yeah, he's a very he plays a lot of Blood Bowl. Like lots of us, he plays a lot of Blood Bowl, so he definitely plays across different competitions, is what I was trying to say. For Foyer, it's finally your turn with Skaven. Sorry, Jimmy, I cut you off.
No problem. It was PB Tactics. I found it as he said it himself.
Oh, there it is, PB Tactics. Thank you, Kokai. And Jimmy. And for Foyer, yes, you're in now with your Skaven into this group J. And Toure on OWA. So Skaven, OWA, Dark Elves, and Orcs. It's a fun mix of races in that group. Maybe the OWA were hoping for more things to hit with Tackle and Mighty Blow, although Skaven definitely getting to the gutter runners with them, if you can catch them, can be pretty satisfying. So just 12...
Spider's just said, hang on. Spider said he wants the last group again, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Last names were Fufoye on Skaven and Toure on OWA. Oh, have I misspelled that? It's very possible that is a typo. Everyone in chat is saying it should be Tuure. I'm apologies for that. That'll be my mistake on the typo. Just 12 names left on both of these wheels, and Andy Davo is still one of them. So is Andrew, last year's champion. So is Mr. Page. So is the Spider. Lots of big names on this direct qualifiers wheel. So let's go on for Group K to the direct qualifier wheel. And we're not going to have any of those names I just said. We're going to have Martoni on humans.
He's French qualifier from the Lutece League, so...
Oh, wow. Lutece is big. Andy, you said a wow about Lutece.
Yeah, Lutece is a very well-known tabletop scene, and it's very good. I didn't get to go because of trains, but apparently it's very good.
It's one of the famous tabletop tournaments in France, for anyone who's not familiar with it. One I would love to do one year myself. And it's going to be double humans, Martoni and Ungern, to start this group. I think there's at least one human still on this field, so we could have an all-human group, maybe.
I don't know.
But no, Mad Jake.
2 humans left on that wheel.
Can we hit either of them to make this? I will say, humans not the best matchup a lot of the time for elves, so Mad Jake might not be thrilled.
He might not be.
Oh no, he's going to tip over.
It tipped over to Tector on lizards. I think Magic might be breathing a sigh of relief there. Although lizards not necessarily a nice matchup for dark elves either, I suppose, with the strength advantage. But Magic, a very good coach. Again, someone who I know has been in the scene for a very long time. Used to play Elf Union extremely well in the Blood Bowl 2 Chalice, as I remember.
It suddenly got worse for the humans with the lizards coming out at the end.
Yeah, that's true. They won't be excited for that, will they? Right, on to the next group, which I think is Group L. It's still not Andy's time. It's World Sitar's time.
I'd like to be out last, please.
As long as K-Fog isn't second last.
Gosh, he's still on this wheel as well. There's some very strong players still on this wheel.
Ripke's on there as well, and Andre. There's loads of
Yes.
strong players on there, right?
It should be strong players. It's the World Championship, but yes, there's definitely some very recognisable names in this. And there he
here we go.
is at last. Andy Davo will not be the last off because he is joining World Sitar in this group. So Norse and OWA from the direct qualifiers. Andy, how do you feel about Norse?
What's my other pick other than Necro? Norse were the team I was going to take, so they're very good.
And so
Very
is World
good.
Sitar. Very good coach.
Mm.
And joining you, humans, Nuru.
Player. Yeah, good player.
So we've got 3 different kinds of human all in that one group so far.
We need Amazons then to finish it off.
We do. Or I was going to say
No, we
nobility,
don't.
but they're not
No,
here.
we don't.
Force unlocked. I can't see their race yet. We'll see it in a second. Corn.
Oh, awesome.
They're kind of human.
I believe the
Awesome.
only corn in the tournament.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you will have been watching them in the play-ins.
Yes, yeah, he beat Lizards to get through in the final game, and he's gone 2 block 2 guard on the Bloodseekers, so it's a bit dicey, but you know, they can do things, can't they?
Definitely with the strength advantage in that group, with everything else being mostly strength 3. If they get on top of you, I think that can be a thing, can't it? Yeah, fun group. I agree with Shizarasti. That'll be a fun one to watch, for sure. So we've got 8 players left on both wheels, which means 4 more groups left to draw. I'm going to stop saying letters because I honestly don't know what letter we're on, and I'm really sorry for that.
Z.
It's been a lot of letters.
Do backwards. Do go backwards now. Z, Y. You can keep track then.
If anyone in chat knows,
God, Andy.
I'm not sure. But the next group is going to start off with... There he is at last. K-Foged on Amazons. Had the absolute pleasure of playing alongside K-Foged on Team England at Eurobowl this year, and he is a wonderful person to have as a teammate. Lovely person as well. It's very good at Blood Bowl. So K-Foged on Amazons has Le Marseillais on Dark Elves.
Interesting.
Sure.
We think this is possibly Group L, is what I'm getting from chat on Tonut.
Z. It's Z until proven otherwise.
And joining them in this group another face I saw at Eurobowl, Justicium on Undead. Lovely French coach. This is a group of people who I know and am fond of, so fun group from my point of view for watching. Maybe not so fun for them playing each other because some good coaches in there yet again. And Leech on Necromantic. So that group has Undead, Necromantic, Amazons and Dark Elves. That's a nice clash of styles, I think, in there.
Yeah.
Feeling confident for KFO, Jimmy? I know you're a KFO fan.
Yeah, he'll get out of there. It's which one's going to join him, I think.
Sorry, straight on to Group M. I've started spinning. The spider, do tell me if I'm going too fast. We are towards the end of this marathon now, but we think this is Group M. And it's Mentos on Wood Elves. At last, we finally got the one Wood Elf team out of the draw. Mentos representing my favourite race, Wood Elves, in the group stage. And will be alongside...
Ooh.
It's finally time for last season's champion, Andrew on Humans.
Not what Woodies were wanting, I think.
Absolutely not. As a Wood Elf main, Humans, I think, are just about my least favourite matchup a lot of the time, especially when they have got the Tackle Mighty Flow. So not the draw the Wood Elves were looking for. But Wood Elves will be probably happier to see Lizards, because that is a matchup they can sometimes do a bit better in, taking advantage of the leap possibility into Skinks carrying the ball. Ginifix on Lizards is our third coach in this group. And the last one is going to be... Oh, it's another lovely coach. There's just too many lovely people in the community. I like everyone. Oh, I've managed not to take them off this again. Toe Sky on Black Orcs. Toe Sky was the other Rebel qualifier together with me and Jalev, and qualified using Black Orcs. Very committed to the Black Orc playstyle. When I played him in Rebel, was doing fouls even with his ball carrier. So I've got a lot of time for Toe Sky, who's a very, very fun, very, very fun opponent. That was our first Black Orc out. So yes, that was maybe group M, which is Mentos on Wood Elves, Andrew on Humans, Ginifix on Lizards, and Toe Sky on Black Orcs. That's a very fun mix of races, and possibly after the bad start on Humans, Wood Elves might be more excited about those last two with the Strength 2 ball carriers. So we've got one more Black Orc still in the draw, Mr. Page. We've got Frickape's OWA. We've got, I can't read it sideways, Lekimi's Necro, and the Spider, who's doing the putting the draw into the system for us, is still in on the north. So let's see which of them comes out first here for Group N. It is Lekimi on the Necro. All of these four were different races, so we were guaranteed to get a mix here. And here he is, Mr. Page on the Black Orcs. Took Black Orcs last year with Almighty Blow. I haven't seen the builds, Jimmy. Is this Almighty Blow again?
It is Almighty Blow. He's got 7 Mighty Blow. he's got a block Black Orc, and he's got a guard troll, but he's got 7 Mighty Blow. He's only got 11 players.
Wow.
Absolutely love Mr. Page committing to his playstyle. Mr. Page, of course, most of you will know, a huge streamer and absolute lover of death. So what else could it be but Almighty Blow on Mr. Page's Black Orcs? It should be a really, really fun team to watch. So that's Mr. Page on Black Orcs and Lekimi on Necro to start off the group. Carefully on people's faces, as Cauliflower says. And joining them, it's Enchantress Faye, the only Nurgle team in the tournament. That's fun.
Yeah, this is looking a decent group for Enchantress Faye, I think.
Did well to get through the groups onto the play-ins on Nurgle. Must have done well, Jimmy.
Yeah, beat Mad Jake one of the games.
Oh wow, it's a good scout. And Rom Windu on OWA is going to complete that group. The Spider says still spin out the last group, of course. I will definitely spin out the last group because everyone will want to see it done properly, I think. So yes, last and final group, which I believe is Group O, is, we can see who it's going to be, but we will still spin it. It's going to be Frickape and the Spider. The Spider putting in all that work for us is going to see his name be literally the last one off the wheel for the direct qualifiers. Frickape is a very, very good Spanish coach. Again, another streamer on OWA.
Well, this will stop.
And who will it be on the final spin? Looks like a record, doesn't it? Spinning round. The Spider on Norse. So Frickape OWA, the Spider Norse. And it's going to be 3 different species of human. And of course, the remaining Goblin team, Dastardly Dan. I did like that there's 2 Goblin teams. They're quite different builds, aren't they, Jimmy? Like the Dastardly Dan build is much more about the star players, whereas the Shuzharasti build is much more about the weapons.
Yes, Dastardly Dan's got Ripper and Varag, and only 13 players. And I think no bribes, whereas Zasti's got like 2 bribes, biased ref, a bunch of secret weapons.
So very different ways of getting to the same place with the goblins, and they are joined by humans. Iruk, the official last person to come off our board in this 64 coach draw. Absolute scenes there. Now, if this is all as I think, we actually can possibly, hang on 1 second. Let me go back to this for 1 second. Do I have it up here? We actually can see these groups being made in real time, incredibly, by the Spider Forest. So this is Group A. There is one that hasn't been popped in yet for Group A. This was Purple Chest, Edward Lover, and Monitor. So that was Dark Elves. We should leave this group because it's missing someone at the moment. Oops. If we go to Group B, this is Group B, which was double OWA with Jalev, Ramino, Shizarasti, and Kill Train. So double Elbow Alliance and Goblins and Norse. I don't know whether I was starting to go through these, and I'm not certain actually if that's a good idea. I think maybe we should let Jimmy. I'm sure we'll want to do a proper group preview with all the teams later. Maybe it's too much to try and go through all the teams in detail.
Yeah, I think so. I think that might be a bit too much to go through all of them.
I think what I'll do is I'll just quickly skim through them just so everyone. Oh no, I think the Spider's still building them, so let's not do that. I don't want to put pressure on the Spider to be rushing to get this all done. But there you go, guys. That is in game. You can see on my screen at the moment that the groups are being built. They're going to be built very quickly, and I believe the games for the second group stage can start from tomorrow. So very, very exciting that we will have that up and running already tomorrow. For the first group stage, I'll bring us back to this screen so everyone can just see me and Andy and Jimmy in his classic thumbs up pose for a little debrief.
Yes,
Andy, you wanted to jump in there, Andy.
Oh, I was just practicing. Jimmy, it's like a staring contest. I just lose every time he. No, he just beats me again. Right. So, what I was wondering was when the fixtures are going to get generated, is Spider going to do that this afternoon?
The starting point for the draw is games are allowed to begin from tomorrow. In terms of the logistics of the fixtures being drawn, I'm going to have to defer to Spider on that one because I don't actually know, and I don't want to put pressure on the Spider to get this done quicker than is reasonable for him. So I'm going to defer on that one and say, not completely sure myself quite how quickly those will be done. But was there quite how quickly? Sorry, that's those will problem of my streaming there. Apologies, little hiccup. So big groups, a lot just happened. I did want to ask you guys if you had any groups that you're particularly thinking jumping out at you from all that, if there was groups of death you were interested in, if there was anything you particularly wanted to pull out of what we've just been seeing. But I appreciate it was a lot all at once, 64 coaches.
Yeah, there was a couple of groups of death, which obviously escape me now. But my one's interesting. I think mine's an interesting one with the race matchups for me is interesting. And there's somewhere like it seems like the playing coaches are the seeded ones from like the ones that we know. So it'll be it's a few interesting groups here.
Was there any that you looked at and thought, gosh, we're going to lose someone big right away here? Was there any of those groups that you saw and thought that in? Or is that, again, too much information with the amount of draw we've just done?
Andy's group, we're going to lose him.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Just a joke. I've got full confidence. All of Team Fantastic will make it to the next round. No problem.
Good. I think Bembo, when you mentioned the group that Bembo's in, I think he's in the same one as K-Foged and Justicium, and they are very top draw tabletop players. So, yeah, Bembo's got it all to do.
Absolutely. So why don't I bring up for everyone quickly while we are Here, one thing I can show everyone is just so again, that's the group stage and how it's going to work. We did look at this before, but just as a reminder, so everyone will play each other once in the group stage. So everyone is guaranteed 3 games, 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, with number of wins and then TD scored and TD conceded used as the tiebreakers. In the case of a perfect tie where those tiebreakers do not separate people, then they will go to a bonus tiebreaker match, which would be high drama for everyone. Once we go beyond the group stage, the next step after that for the knockout phase will be a 32 team knockout, because of course 2 teams coming out of each group. That will start on the 10th of November. And this will be using the system that a lot of you became familiar with during the last World Championship, which is the best of 2.5 system. Jimmy, do you want to explain that quickly?
Yeah, I think it's a great system. Vituk thought of it, and there's obviously a lot of luck in Blood Bowl and stuff. Dicings and that all kind of thing happen. So to combat that a bit, we've got a best of, and also like overtime isn't the best, is it? Do you know what I mean? And obviously kicks. Some of us hate kicks in here. So to limit that, but still
Too
make it a
soon.
best of
Too
3.
soon.
Sorry, it's too soon for me still, like a decade after I lost to Felly. But yeah, so to combat that, we've got a best of 3 where the first 2 games don't have overtime. So if somebody like wins and draws, they'll get through. If they're both draws, then they play a third game, and that one does have the overtime and kicks if necessary.
So that is the knockout stage, which again, we'll have time to come and talk about that. But just for those of you who didn't already know this, if you're enjoying the 3 of us together from the quarterfinals onwards, the quarterfinals, semi-final, and final will all be played over a single weekend, the first weekend of December. Myself and Andy and Jimmy will all be together in a studio. They might still be playing at that point, in which case, who knows, we may end up needing an extra person as well. But certainly there's going to be all of us together in a studio for that. And we're going to give you all of that live because it's going to be an amazing weekend, the first weekend of December. But a little way to go until we get to that yet. And we'll be back before that for sure at the end of the group stage to do the knockout phase draw. But for now, I think I'll say, is there anything else that you guys wanted to mention while we've got everyone here? Oh gosh, I'm so distracted by Jimmy's thumbs up. I just come back to the screen and see the giant thumbs up, and I think Jimmy's really doing it. Is there anything else you wanted to add while we've got you all here ahead of this group stage?
Well, I mean, I'll be doing some kind of preview, like maybe all of the. I don't know if I'll do like a video for each group and like go in more detail or just try and group them together or something. But I'll do some kind of thing before that. Yeah, that's all I've got to say, I guess.
Fantastic. And Jimmy, I know you'll be casting every game once it gets going. Please just try to stay alive until that weekend at the end, because we do need you still to be with us by the time we get to that. It's a lot of games to cover. But yes, thank you for your work covering it all. Andy, I'm certain you're going to be streaming all your games as well.
Yeah, I'm going to stream them for sure. Don't know when, where, and how, but yes, because I'm away at a tabletop every single weekend, so it won't be on a weekend, and I'm not here, so it'll have to be during the week, which is exciting.
Well, it's all going to be a lot of fun to follow. I'm sure everyone here is already following them, but if you're not, twitch.tv/JimmyFantastic and twitch.tv/Andy Davo. Drop them both a follow because they're both amazing. And that is going to be it from us for today. Thank you so much for watching. We will leave you on the same way we brought you in, with a little play out of some music. But yeah, do check back in for all of the fun stuff coming up in this tournament in the next few weeks. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.